you love me? Oh, no, no, no. Love me. Hey guys, for today's video, I want to tell you the 3 things that you need to know if you're struggling with acne. If you are at any point in your acne journey where you don't know what to do, you don't know where to turn, or where you feel depressed, or you're starting to get a grip on your acne, but it's still taking a toll on you emotionally, regardless of what your situation is, if you deal with breakouts, this video is for you. And these are actually 3 major things that I wish I would have known when I was going through acne really, really badly before I learned and grew within myself. These 3 things are 3 truths for both you and your skin. And the first one is really technical and it comes down to products. When it comes to our skin renews on average about every 28 days or once a month. We have multiple layers that build up our skin, and those are constantly being grown, pushed up, and renewed. And whenever we have acne, we tend to be really impatient. We try a new product, we try a new pill or a prescription, and when we're looking in the mirror every single day, judging ourselves, judging our face, it can look like nothing's happening. And we sit there and we're frustrated and we're like, oh my God, I've tried everything and nothing works. And the truth is, it can take time. And I know that sucks, and I know that we're always looking for like a quick fix, a product that works overnight or a pill or something. But at the same time, you have to recognize that your body is an amazing system, and it does take 28 days on average to renew, which can be a little bit slower if you're older or if you don't eat enough of the right calories that your body needs to create new skin, or for stress or a variety of reasons. But when you look at your skin every day, you don't always notice a difference. And if you are trying out a new product or something like that, you have to give it at least 28 days to see if it works. And as a beauty blogger, this is really hard for me because that means if I want to test products out on my actual skin, I can only do that 12 times a year. And I can only kind of test 12 different products unless I just look at the ingredients and try to make a deduction on that because of my experience in beauty and stuff like that. But especially when it comes to anyone who's suffering with acne, recognize that it takes time. And at least if you have that awareness, you'll be prepared for it, so that you don't really have to kind of rag on yourself in the meantime. Now, when it comes to ragging on ourselves, that's really the second thing, is dealing with depression and identity. You know, it seems so superficial. It's like, oh, acne, it's just your face, like it's just what you look like. Nobody cares, it's what's on the inside that matters. And that is true, it's what's on the inside that matters. But at the same time, don't tell me that it isn't frustrating to look in the mirror and not like what you see. And to let that stop you from going out with friends, to let that stop you from taking job opportunities, to let that stop you from living your best life and being confident. Because even though it is so superficial, it does have an impact. And acne depression is a very real thing. If you have a hard time looking at yourself in the mirror, how can you go out and live a productive life? There are ways, but you need to figure them out within yourself. And the hardest thing for me for the longest time was using acne as an identity. For the longest time, it was like, I've got acne, but acne was everything. It was the first thing that people saw on me. It was the first thing that I saw when I woke up in the morning, the first thing I thought about. My life revolved around my skincare routine, washing my face, not touching my face during the day, looking at what I was eating throughout the day, and literally almost every aspect of my life was controlled by my acne. And it wasn't until I gave up and legit surrendered, and I was like, I can't anymore. And at that moment that I kind of gave up is when I started living. And that's when it started to get better. When I kind of gave up, I stopped washing my face multiple times a day, which was less irritating for it. But I also gave up feeling like I was acne. That was the moment that I switched from being acne to being Cassandra. Yeah, I'm Cassandra and I have acne on my face, but I like hiking, I like music, I love dancing, I love cats. I love studying medical textbooks on Friday nights instead of going out to movies with friends. And those are things that made me me. And for the longest time, acne or acne depression stopped me from having friends. Stopped me from going out. I would have panic attacks in cars because I was afraid that somebody else next to me was looking at me. And obviously, that's so irrational. Obviously, the person in the car next to me didn't care. But when you internalize that, and when you feel like someone else is judging you that bad, and you actually have physical symptoms that come out of that, it's impossible to lead a regular, productive life. And it wasn't until I gave up and I said, I'm gonna love myself regardless. I'm not going to judge myself for this acne. I'm going to let this go. That I started really growing into myself and realizing that I am bigger than acne. And when it comes to you, if you're struggling, get help for acne depression if you have it. Don't let acne stop you from being you. Whatever it is that you lose track of while doing, whatever it is that you are passionate about, that you can spend hours of time doing with friends or family, don't let acne take away those relationships, those connections, those hobbies. You know, because it can. And it's like a silent, controlling, abusive partner, honestly, that you live with. At least it was for me. It was like this partner that was constantly whispering in my ear, telling me that I wasn't good enough, telling me that I didn't look right, telling me that I couldn't achieve my dreams or even hang out with people who I love and who love me regardless of what I look like because of the way I looked, because I was unworthy. But those words weren't true. And that was just this repetitive, negative thing that I was being told. And when it comes to you and your acne struggle, if that's something that you're hearing right now, you need to know that you don't have to listen to it. You are more than your skin. The very last thing is recognizing that you do have a community. Do you know that there is an army of thousands of people behind you who have your back and are supporting you? You may not know them by name. You might not even know them by face. But in my personal experience, this acne community, this video blog on YouTube, everything I've done online has proven to me and shown me that there are so many of us out there who are struggling with how we look, who are struggling with the way we feel. But guess what? Number one, it's normal. Number two, you're not alone. And number three, there are people out there to support you. The internet is this amazing tool that literally gives you so much knowledge at your fingertips. You don't need to pay expensive money to see a dermatologist or have health insurance. You don't even need to have a medical degree or have access to a fancy library. You can literally get on the internet and start researching things yourself, understand how your skin works, understand what's in different products, how to read ingredient labels, test those out in your bathroom, give it 28 days, but test them out and see what works for your skin and what doesn't. You have an endless well of knowledge at your fingertips, and this applies beyond acne too. But if you put your mind to something, and if you put in the time and the dedication, you can learn anything. And we are in a remarkable era where that is possible. There are mentors online. There are communities like this one where you can talk about your struggles and not be judged and express yourself and try to get experiences from others to back you up, to support you, to compare notes to. There are so many people who feel so alone and closed off, when in reality, we're all walking around with these shields built up around us, and if we just let them down, we'll realize that we can see ourselves in so many other people, that we can all relate. The statistic is that like 60 million people have acne. 60 million people! Yet I feel like I'm the only one. And obviously, statistically, that's ridiculous. But if we don't take a moment to be vulnerable and to express ourselves and say, hey, this is what I've got underneath my makeup, how can we expect someone else to do that for us? So the very last thing I want you to know is that you are supported. You have an army of beautiful people, butterflies, that are in their own journey of transformation, that are supporting you every step of the way, including me. And you have an endless well of knowledge at your fingertips that is ready for it whenever you are. Who knew that we would get emotional today? When it comes to acne, those are 3 things that I need you to know and that you need yourself to know. I wish I would have known these things years ago, and I wish that I would have had someone who told them to me and been in a place to listen. But rewatch this video if you need to. Send it to someone else who's struggling. I really hope that you take this to heart, because you need to know that you are worthy, you are valuable, you are beautiful just the way you are, regardless what's being said in your ear or what you're telling yourself. And right here, right now, can be the first step of the first day of you realizing that. So remember that I love you. You are what puts the you in beauty. And I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.